Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
Hi everyone, welcome to a little, very short mini-sode of Geeky Gentlemen. I am Sid Part 2, and joining me today is Bill Worcester, aka Zazubar. Say hello.
Hello, folks.
Today we're going to do just a brief video. This probably won't be more than 15 minutes long, I imagine. Talking about the series premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, which finished less than 5 minutes ago. And we want to do just a real quick gut reaction to the series. So,
Sure.
Bill, to me, the thing that stood out the most in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is how damn ballsy the macaroni and cheese kid was in the commercial.
Did you see my tweet?
No, I just saw that, and...
Did you see my tweet, though? I was like, did anyone else shit their pants after seeing that commercial? Because it was fucking horrifying. It seemed like the first, couple minutes of a serial killer movie. That kid was about to open up a can of fucking Psycho on those women.
Right? Okay, but let's get to the actual show.
That's what stuck out to me about the whole hour.
No, but, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I did
as well.
I thought it was interesting, as soon as they, originally said why Coulson was back, is Fury lied to get the Avengers together. It's oh, that's disappointing.
Let me just, because I know what you're about to say, let me just say this, building on that. When they said that, I thought, that kind of ruins Avengers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the whole point of that scene in that section was, this character who we love from the Iron Man films and the Thor movie is gone now, and that's going to prompt us to heroism.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, they kind of already did that in the movie because the bloody cards was faked by Fury.
Yeah, but I don't care about the bloody cards so much. Bloody cards were just kind of, more symbolic than anything. But then they, had that brief little scene with the guy from Firefly, and he was all he really thinks Tahiti, huh? I was like, oh. Okay.
Did you have a theory about what they were talking about?
I'm thinking that he's a clone of Coulson with, Coulson's memories plus a few implanted ones to, make him think that's what happened during the time period he was out.
That makes sense, too, but I thought because they mentioned Thor a bunch of times that he was in Valhalla.
Maybe. That'd be interesting if they used, the more religious side of things, made Thor more magical.
Well, I mean, think about it. He gets killed by Loki and gets killed by a weapon created by the Tesseract.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wouldn't be a stretch for him to go to the universe's equivalent of Valhalla. And that was just what I thought, because when they said Tahiti, I was like, tropics, kind of heavenly.
Ooh, that's a bit of a stretch, but okay. No, I was genuinely surprised that they decided to actually, develop it, but in really subtle ways. So it looks like that might be the
arc of the season.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Though I did really like how they revealed Coulson. He was sorry, it's a dark corner.
He is so awesome because they're taking the sarcasm that he became so popular for in the films, and they're amplifying it and giving him a character around it, because he's never really had much of a character.
Yeah.
Until you get to the Avengers, and even then it's, there's other things we're focusing on. This show is he is the protagonist. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do like that. But let's talk about some of the other characters then. So the other, main agent guy that's, the of Coulson, as it were, did he feel a little flat to you, or a little,
yes, definitely. A little bit. It wasn't a big problem because I liked the character stuff they implied with him in terms of him being a secret agent.
Yeah, you just like him because he reminds you of Bond.
A little bit. He's a little bit Bondian, and the thing that stuck out to me about that was because one of the big things in Bond books is that he's not a big fan of killing people.
Yeah.
And I liked it that was a big thing they brought up in the episode was, have you ever killed a man? A few. And then he feels the need to justify it, but then he's just like, and I never feel good afterwards, no matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that part. Though, I really didn't like the whole Granny. That was too cheesy.
That was a little cheesy. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was a little bit of it's going to be a little bit of a cheesy show based on this episode.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, I did enjoy the flying car, though, so...
Oh, my God. Please tell me you were like Men in Black.
No, I just thought it was...
Here come the Men in Black.
No, I just thought it was awesome. It's just,
yeah.
There's a random flying car.
Oh, we should say spoilers with this.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, but okay. I'll put spoilers in the title.
Because I do want to talk about the ending.
What do you mean, like
the ending of the episode with Mike Peterson, with what happened to him.
I thought that was a very interesting way to develop the character and everything, and then to...
Great character, too.
Yeah, he did that actor was amazing.
That actor was awesome. When I saw the trailers for this show, I thought that it was going to be a little boring to see a superhero with such boring powers. I mean, he's basically Captain America with extremis. That's basically all he is.
Yeah, I didn't know any trailers were coming up, so that moment where they say extremis, like, I didn't see any real trailers for it, so that when they said extremis, it's new, I was like, oh, wow, they're actually tying it into stuff that recent. That's impressive.
I was shocked at how many references they did end up making, because it's not just extremis. I mean, obviously you got a lot of references to Avengers.
And they said, like, gamma radiation, just all the things. Like, that's what I like about it, is it makes perfect sense that people would be trying to synthesize superpowers knowing how all these other characters got superpowers out there in this universe.
Right.
Like, you know, honestly, we should eventually get to go to, like, a hospital with the best gamma ward, and there's just, like, all these people that tried to dose themselves to become the Hulk. That was really interesting.
Well, I mean, I think what could be more tragic is if they all died, only because they bring up how that accident should have killed him.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really liked that character. I thought that I was going to be really bored by him, and he was not a boring character at all. Very tragic in many ways, because he is the definition of the everyman. I mean, he's unemployed, he's looking for work, and he gets the chance to get some superpowers, and he takes it, which is something I really like, because the whole point of his character is you have this giant cosmic event that happens in New York, and it's insane level, crazy superhero government bullshit.
Yeah.
And you've got this middle-class man, or potentially lower, poor, and he wants a piece of it. He feels like he's entitled to have a piece of it.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's a really interesting direction to take this universe and take a character in.
Yeah, and also what I like about it is when he gets it, he really can't handle it, because the powers, this whole Centipede project doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was a cool idea to have kind of like that, that they actually tied in the gamma overdose to causing problems with anger. I thought...
Right, and of course they tied in extremis exploding.
Yeah, I liked how they tied them all together, and, it was funny, when I first saw him, I was like, because there's no real context for him in that opening scene, where he climbs the building by, punching the brick, and I was like, holy crap, it's Luke Cage.
That's what I thought, too. I was like, oh my god, they're doing fucking Power Man.
No, wouldn't it be interesting if, like, every episode... Like, that's what I thought the show would be in those first couple minutes, is that every episode's going to be about S.H.I.E.L.D. recruiting, like, a B team.
Right.
B Avengers or something like that.
The Defenders.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, no, I thought it was really well handled. Now, let's talk about, like, kind of the side characters all in one little clump. So there's the hacker girl... And then the two, like, scientist guys.
The British one and the Irish one.
Yeah.
Or Scottish. Whatever, Europeans. They were a little boring. I mean, they're fun and all, the fast-talking scientists, making jokes with each other. That was fine. The hacker girl was annoying at first because she was such like a stereotypical modern young 20-something girl who, isn't your stereotypical, like, mall shopper, any stereotypical feminine kind of thing you would see in a TV show. She was modern, she was hip, and I'm like, oh god, she's gonna be in the rest of the show, isn't she? And she's gonna annoy me. And
yeah, I mean, I didn't like her in those first couple scenes, but as the episode went on, I enjoyed her more and more. She grew on me quick. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say she grew on me yet. And to me, the jury's kind of still out on her. I'm just waiting to see, because obviously they're doing different season arcs for the different characters. Like with Coulson, you have how the fuck did he come back to life. With the agent guy, I think it's going to be about him wanting to have this assignment, and then you have Skye, who of course we're going to find out her real name and her actual background and all that, which I'm excited for. Maybe she'll turn out to be like an actual Marvel character. It's like, oh my god, it's fucking this character.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. I thought that scene where she's like giving that speech about how S.H.I.E.L.D. will never find her, and Coulson just opens the door.
That was awesome. I love how they put the black bag on her head. That was a nice touch.
And oh god, that truth serum scene was brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
I didn't love the payoff as much as just the way he was so just unhesitant about sticking his partner in the arm with truth serum. That was really cool.
Yeah, I mean this episode. I mean Coulson steals the show.
Oh,
I mean totally. It's Coulson's show, and I really hope it stays that way, because again, what I like about it is they're unadulterating it, making it his show. He's the protagonist with these other characters bouncing off him and getting developed off of him. That being said, I really liked the character in this, Mike Peterson, the guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him the villain for lack of a better stereotypical place to put him.
Well, he's the threat more than the villain.
The antagonist, maybe, is a better word?
Nah, because he's kind of just like a bomb that's going to go off. They go so far as to call him the bomb.
The threat. All right, that's a better word.
No,
I really enjoyed him. Yeah,
me too. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on. What do you think of the visual effects that were done in this?
They were mostly good. The flying car at the end looked a little shaky.
Yeah.
The one that surprised me, and they didn't show a lot of it, but Extremis looked pretty good considering it's a fairly, digital heavy effect and TV.
Well, it's very Doctor Who, because, that's still Iron Man 3 is, holy crap, Guy Pearce is going to regenerate.
Right? And he actually kind of does. Yeah, I thought that was going to look like crap, and it didn't. It looked fine. The little drone thingies.
I liked those. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, it was a cool idea, but I thought they looked a little bit too, like, TV CGI.
Fair enough. The one I really liked is actually toward the very beginning when he has, like, that plate that, he holds up and starts scanning the room with like, it's like an X-ray lens or something.
Right.
I thought that was really well done, and I actually know how to do that now that I have 3D software. So that's kind of cool.
The one thing, this is going to sound really weird, but I thought all of the practical, actually existing props from the Chitauri looked really bad. I don't know why. They all looked really fake.
Well, I'm trying to, I didn't quite catch them, I guess. Where were they at?
Well, the centipede is one of them. I mean, it's not a Chitauri thing, but it's in the same vein. It looked really plasticky to me when they show it. Mm-hmm. And the other one was towards the beginning when they're in the room and that
whole thingy slightly.
Yeah, it looked really fake to me. It's such a nitpick, but it's weird. You think the practical effects would look better than the CGI, and that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah. I guess I kind of agree with you. I don't know. It didn't bother me though.
It bugged me for the couple seconds it was on screen.
Okay.
But it didn't ruin it. I fucking hate this show now because the practical effects look bad.
I don't know, I thought the digital effects were reasonably well integrated. I can tell they have an actual plane.
Yeah.
It's obviously fake because when it's flying, it's not a real plane.
Obviously.
Is the thing. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly what the point of that was. I mean, maybe it was a model, I don't know. That would probably make more sense.
Well, they don't show a lot of it in the air, so that was a smart move. A lot of it's interior stuff, which obviously, you just do a soundstage or you go on location.
Yeah.
They didn't show. they were very smart about what they had and didn't have to show. In terms of the superpowers, you didn't have to show him doing anything crazy like fucking punching out the Hulk or something. Everything he did, I mean, you saw that he had superpowers, but it wasn't like he's not Thor. He's not even doing anything crazy like Captain America did in the movie, where he's like jumping off a tank or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really good. I mean, honestly, super strength is one of the easiest things to do because you can make props out of styrofoam and have someone lift it and look like amazing. That was what was going on with that thing he was holding toward the end, that like pillar.
Right. I mean, the only time stuff looked shaky was when, oddly enough, when he kicked open the car, the door was so obviously CGI.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But for the most part, I was very impressed with the CG. It impressed me, because, for one, it's ABC, so we're not talking like sci-fi or even, sci-fi budgets on television shows are higher than ABC, so I was like, oh, it's gonna look like shit. And it looked passable for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, like, for a television show, it looked really good, and you can tell ABC and Marvel threw a lot of money into this. Well,
I really hope it's successful because it was really good.
Yes, let's
it.
talk just real quick and wrap up about what we think the show's future is going to be. Do you think this is going to be a very long ongoing series, or do you think it's going to be limited to like 2 to 4 seasons?
Here's the thing, I think it's all going to depend on the direction the Marvel movies take, because this is, as we said, it's very tied into what happened in the movies, with the Avengers and with Iron Man 3, and with the stuff before that. So, I think it's going to depend on what direction the movies take. Because this is very much so everything that's going on absent of these big-time superheroes. This is everything that happens of the consequences of the stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So, we have Extremis running around, we have super soldier serum, we have gamma radiation, we have the Chitauri armory. So it depends on the direction the movies take. I mean, when they introduce Ultron and Thanos and all these different characters, and more Asgardians, it's going to be really cool to see how that stuff gets thrown into the show as consequences of the Avengers and the superheroes. I hope it lasts as long. I hope it lasts as long as the Avengers franchise lasts. So, I think that would be fair. As long as the Avengers franchise is going and it continues to be this popular, or maybe even a little more, I think it should go that long in order to keep filling in the gaps.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Alright, well, yeah, Bill and I, we kind of ran the gambit on this really quickly. I mean, it's one episode of a television show, so there's not going to be a ton to talk about. Personally, just one other thought I had, I hope they stick to hour-length episodes as opposed to, like, trying to cut it down to a half hour. That would be kind of...
They won't do that.
It'd be way too rushed.
I mean, this is the network that gave us Lost, so yeah. They're not going to cut it down. If anything, they'll extend it as the show gets more popular.
I hope it's really popular and keeps...
It has to, because you've got these people coming in who... Because, I mean, ABC has kind of been looking for a sci-fi series to replace Lost, and they've done a couple things, but they've all failed.
Yeah, they did, like, No Ordinary Family and... like,
Flash Forward...
Didn't they do The Cape also?
I believe they did do The Cape, which I still haven't seen, but I heard it was ass.
Don't see it. Some of the makeup's cool.
I heard it was ass, so I didn't even bother.
Yeah.
But I think that this is going to be the thing to replace Lost. So you've not... Obviously, everyone who's a fan of the Marvel movies and Marvel comics, you've got them. Then the thing you have to worry about are the people who liked the Avengers, and then the people who were fans of stuff like Lost who watch ABC, and they're like, ooh, a sci-fi show. And they put that on, and they're like, oh, I like this. And then they keep watching it, and the franchise grows.
Yeah, let's hope for that. Alright, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. And until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm the Fanatic.
And we are your Geeky Gentlemen. And we will be discussing